Birches project, and we peeled the tape off, get the scraper ready, and maybe this time you want to try a slightly different choice of colors, maybe more orangey brown on one side instead of purpley brown, or maybe a more grayish. Mix some. Let's just see what this comes out. That might be too brown. Sometimes they're very, very, I think I should actually go with a, I'm not crazy about that. I'm going to just lift that off a little bit. Some Kleenex. And I'm going to go with a more gray look this time. So I need to have it white with a little bit of black mixed in. Lots of white so that it's not so dark. All right. And actually, if I use my flat bristle brush, I might get a better straight edge on there. And scrape that across. A little too much paint on that one. Let's try it on another one. Down we go. Well, every time it's a new experiment. So usually you experiment on your rough copy, but you just never know. When you try another one, it might turn out quite differently. You might like it, you might not. That's the thing with watercolors, and you need good paper, and you need to be able to experiment, not try and do it all on the very first try. And a little bit on there, a little bit on there. Oops. A popsicle stick would really be much better. And a piece of hastily cut plastic. But it's amazing what surprises will come out of something. A little bit lighter. And scrape, scrape, scrape. And the nice thing about trees is that they're not perfectly straight. This one's in front of the other one, so I can go right over top. And then scrape, scrape, scrape. And a little bit more up here. Now, the other side, we'll say is more shadowy, so we'll take a little bit more black on that side. We still don't want black, black. And we'll add that to the shady side. And scrape away. messing up my background there. Should be a little more careful. Doing both sides, one a little bit darker than the other. Helps give it that, and leaving the center more white, gives it that three-dimensional curved appearance. And sometimes the branches are broken or whatever. Once we've decided which one's in front of what, then we try to make sure that it shows that way. And this one's in front of that one, so I can go all the way up. Let it get a little bit too dry. Nothing much to scrape. And lastly, the one at the back. There's a little bit of one down there. The other one from the other side. All right. Oh, left one out. We're not going to put much on that one because it should actually be darker along here. It's under the shadow, so it's going to be a little bit darker. And we can use a fine, lots more white to put along this edge, and we're only just going to put a tiny little bit. Not the whole thing, just a teensy bit of scraping there. Because that one is more in the light. Alrighty, and then, whoops, then we finish it off with a few, well, I'll finish it off with the little bits and pieces later, but because we're nearly out of time. Always like unveiling it with taking the tape off. It looks so much different when you have that edge of white all the way around the outside. And there we go. One more set of birches, quite different in appearance. And if I change the camera up a little bit, so the light is, anyway, it's hard to position it just right with the webcam. That's the one. And this is the other one, my favorite. I don't know, maybe not. Haven't quite finished this one yet, but the finishing touches will come later. And then you choose some really nice paper to mount it on. That was one thing I didn't mention. You should cut your paper to be smaller than an 8.5 by 11 so that when you mount it to an 8.5 by 11 sheet, you have a nice colored paper background, and you'll see that in the ones that we've mounted for school and we'll put on the wall. That is the birch project, so have fun with that, and I hope to see your photographs of your birches in your assignment. All right, bye for now.